Hello everybody, it's Constance with ITH Staffing. Today we're going to talk about colors. Yes, what color suit or outfit should you wear to your job interview? It's a really important question. Color can dramatically affect the first 5 seconds on your interviewer, so it's important to take some time to think about it. For example, if you wear a red tie, you run the risk of being seen as overly assertive, dominant, and possibly a little bit arrogant. If you wear yellow or orange, you may be seen as a little bit like off the wall and maybe not even taken too seriously. But for some professions though, red may be useful. For example, sales companies are often interested in overly confident candidates. So for example, if you're wearing a suit and you want to put on a red tie, that would be okay for somebody who's interviewing for a sales position. But accountancy firms are completely different, right? So when you're talking about accounting firms or even legal firms, they're more interested in candidates that are more on the conservative side. So red wouldn't work, but colors like blue or gray or brown would be perfect. Colors that indicate a sense of sensibility, hard work, conscientious type of personalities. Being better dressed doesn't turn a poor candidate into a good one, but it does help make the right first impression. You need to prove to the interviewer that you're representing their company. So when you interview, the interviewer has to kind of see you already in the organization. So that's a message that you're really trying to convey when you are doing interviews. Wikijobs recommends wearing a dark suit with a blue or brown tie for jobs that are in accounting, law, consulting, and then a dark suit with maybe a red tie or red top for jobs that are in sales or investment banking, those type of lines of work. Now, how are colors perceived in general? So let's just take a couple of minutes to just talk about colors in general and how they are perceived. So let's talk about first my favorite interview color, which is blue. Why blue? Blue shows that you are confident, reliable, honest. Wearing a strong blue is a good idea to almost any interview. It's kind of one of those perfect colors to choose for an interview regardless of what career you're going for. So it's a really good, safe overall interview color. Brown is also another good one, but you really have to be careful with brown. So what does brown say? Brown says that you're confident, you're resilient, but it can be a little bit boring. So you want to be careful that you get a second opinion before you wear brown. Especially if it's your entire suit or your entire dress, you definitely want to make sure you get a second opinion. So let's talk about red. So remember, red is assertive, it's bold, confident, but you need to be careful with red because sometimes it can come off as overbearing, over assertive, cocky, arrogant. And so these are some of the things that red gives off, so just be careful with that. Yellow and orange, usually offbeat. However, I do think yellows and oranges are great for careers that are creative. So any career that allows you to be creative or they want you to be creative, anywhere from the arts to digital marketing, yellow and orange is okay. Black, you can never really go wrong, right, with a black suit at all, whether it's a pantsuit, a skirt suit. Black is usually a strong interview color. However, for men, do not ever wear a black tie. It just sends a completely wrong message. So black suits okay, black ties no go. So let's talk about gray. Gray is very stylish. A lot of people don't use gray in interviews. I think it's great. So if you pair a nice gray with a nice blue, I think you have a winning combination there. Now let's talk about what not to wear. Unless if it's pastel in shades, you want to avoid green. Green is not a good color. And I know that's disappointing to a lot of people because I love green. But it's not a good color to wear to an interview because, believe it or not, green says that you're untrustworthy. It sends out messages of deceit. So we definitely want to be careful with those greens. Stripes. Stripes. You know, too many stripes will make you seem like completely unhinged. So my stance on this is that unless if you really have like a killer outfit, I would avoid stripes. It makes the interviewers nervous. It's just too much going on. So unless if the stripes are tasteful, I would definitely avoid wearing any kind of stripes to an interview. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you took something away from this. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you have any good stories that you'd like to share about what you wore on an interview and what impression you felt that it gave up? If you found this information useful, please comment, let us know. If you feel somebody else could benefit from this content, please go ahead and share and like. I look forward to talking to you later. Bye-bye.